Hello, welcome back to Kim Reads as we continue with A Little Princess. Chapter 6, Taming Melchizedek. One night, Sara was sitting on broken footstool, lost in thought, when she heard a slight noise. To her surprise, a rat was sniffing in the air. Crumbs from a roll dropped on the floor, and the scent had drawn him out of his hole. The rat looked so much like a gray whiskered dwarf that Sara wasn't afraid. He stared at her, as if he wanted to ask her a question. I dare say it must be rather hard to be a rat, Sara mused in silence. Nobody likes you. People jump and run away and shriek, "Oh, it's a rat!" I shouldn't like people to scream and jump and say, "Oh, what a horrid Sara," the moment they saw me. Sara sat so quietly that the shy little animal began to summon his courage. The poor little fellow was very hungry. He had a wife and large family living in the wall, so the rat was willing to risk a great deal for a few crumbs. "Come on," said Sara, "you can leave these crumbs." Prisoners in the Bastille made friends with rats. Suppose I should make friends with you. How animals understand, no one knows. But it's certain that there are things they do understand. Perhaps there is a kind of language and every animal in the world is familiar with it. Whatever the reason, from that moment on, the rat knew he was slave. He really was a really nice member of the rodent family, did not mean the least harm. One crumb was very much larger than the others. It was evident that the rat wanted this piece very much, but it lay near the footstool and he was still rather timid. The rat shuffled a little nearer and ate a few more crumbs. Then he darted boldly at the piece of bun. When he had it, he scurried to the wall, slipped through a crack, and then was gone. On a rare night, when Ermengarde found it safe to sneak up to the attic, she heard Sara speaking to someone. "Take and go home, Melchizedek. Go home to your wife." "Who are you talking to, Sara?" Ermengarde gasped. "You must promise not to be frightened, nor to scream, or I can't tell you," Sara answered. "Was it a ghost?" Ermengarde answered. "Not a ghost," Sara said. "My rat." "Oh!" Ermengarde cried. "A rat! A real rat!" "Oh, I was afraid you would be frightened," said Sara, "but you needn't be. I am working to tame him. He knows me now, and he comes when I call him." "He won't run and jump on me?" "No," Sara assured her. "He is polite as we are. He's just like a person, really. Now watch." A great whiskered, bright-eyed rat peeked out of the hole. Sara had some crumbs, which she scattered on the floor. Melchizedek came out and ate them. He snapped up a large piece and carried it in the most businesslike way back to his home. "You see," Sara said, "that big crumb was for his wife and children. Melchizedek only eats the little bits. When he returns home, I can always hear his family squeaking for joy. There are 3 kinds of squeaks. One is the children's, one is Mrs. Melchizedek's, and one is his." Ermengarde began to laugh. "Oh, Sara," she said, "you're strange, but you're so nice too." "I know I'm different," Sara admitted. "My father liked me to make up things. If I didn't, I don't believe I could live. I'm certain I couldn't live here if I didn't make up things." "When you talk about things," Ermengarde said, "they seem real. You talk about Melchizedek as if he were an actual person." "He is a person," said Sara. "He gets hungry and frightened as we do. He's married and has children to feed. His eyes look like those of a person. That's why I give him a name." "But why did you give him such a long and difficult name?" cried Ermengarde. "It's a biblical name," Sara said earnestly. "In the book of Genesis, Melchizedek, the king and high priest of Jerusalem, gave bread and wine to Abraham." "My father told me that story," Sara recalled wistfully. "So I decided to give this very nice rat the name because here in the attic he brings his family bread." Sara sat down on the floor. "Besides, I like him. He is a Bastille rat sent to be my friend. I get bread, the cook has run away, and it's quite enough to feed him." "Do you always pretend you are a prisoner in the Bastille?" Ermengarde asked. "Nearly always," said Sara, "particularly when it's cold. There's another reason. All is for French people who have been in prison for displeasing the king, gained their freedom when the French revolutionaries stormed the prison. Bastille Day has been a national holiday in France ever since." "Oh, Sara, how do you remember so many stories and so much history?" Ermengarde cried. Just at the moment, Ermengarde almost fell off the bed. She was startled by the sound of two distinct knocks on the wall. "It's a prisoner in the next cell," Sara told her. "It's Becky. Listen, those two knocks meant, 'Prisoner, are you there?'" Sara knocked 3 times on the wall. "That means, 'Yes, I am here, all is well.'" "It's like a story," Ermengarde said. "It is a story," said Sara. "Everything is a story. You are a story. I am a story. Miss Minchin is a story." It was difficult for Ermengarde and Lottie to visit Sara in the attic, so their visits were rare ones, and Sara was now living a strange and lonely life. Now she was painfully aware that she had begun to grow very quickly, so the clothes she wore were too small. Sometimes when she passed a shop window and cast a glimpse of herself, her face turned red and she had to turn away. That's the end of that chapter. See you later.